I'm leaving you. Moving to Miami with my 20-year-old babe. I already drained our joint account, haha. I replied calmly. Good luck. By the time he realized what I had done, it was already too late. Good day, friends. Before we begin, let me know how you're feeling today in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Grab your tea, you're in for a story. Enjoy. I was behind the counter in my boutique, helping a regular choose a shawl when the message came. I'm leaving. Going to Sochi with my 20-year-old girlfriend. Already emptied our joint account. Haha. I didn't even flinch. My hands didn't tremble, my voice didn't shake. Just a slight tension at the corners of my eyes. I wrapped the purchase in a branded silver bag, politely saw the client off, and only then picked up the phone. I replied briefly, Good luck. My name is Anna. I'm 38. And today, my husband erased our 12-year marriage with a single text. He probably pictured himself as the hero of his own movie, leaving with a young girl while I weep and scream. Nothing like that happened. I calmly closed the boutique, turned off the lights, set the alarm, and got into my car. Because this ending, he had been writing it for months. Late meetings that didn't match his salary. Spy-level phone passwords. A new gym membership. A fresh wardrobe. A white shirt straining across his beer belly. And 3 months ago, a dinner receipt from an upscale restaurant on a night he claimed to be working late. That same night, I opened a new account at a different bank. A week later, when he suggested merging our finances to make things easier, I smiled sweetly, nodded, and quietly transferred all my savings. I left just enough in the joint account for him not to notice. So now he thinks he drained our savings? Let him. Let him believe he outsmarted me. I opened a folder I'd been preparing for 2 months. Receipts, statements, screenshots, evidence. And a single phone call to my lawyer was the final move. He made his move. I told her over the phone. Now it's my turn. She asked if I wanted to catch him in Sochi. I smirked. Let him relax first. Let him think he's won. I returned to the house, my house, the one I inherited from my grandmother. The one I never put in his name, despite his many suggestions. I opened a bottle of wine I'd been saving for a special occasion. And what better occasion than this? My husband Mark, 45, probably lacing up his trendy sneakers and celebrating his new life, had no idea what had just begun with that smug little text. Later that evening, another message arrived. No need to beg. Sonia and I are flying out tomorrow. I'll swing by for my things later. I took a screenshot and sent it to my attorney. Then I remembered who Sonia was, the secretary he'd hired a few months back. The one who laughed too loudly at his jokes and twirled her hair every time he walked by. At the New Year's party, I had watched them. I knew. I just needed proof. Now I had it. I didn't reply. Instead, I checked the bank transactions. Business class tickets. 5-star hotel. Jewelry. Perfect. Thank you for the evidence. I called the bank. Hello. I'd like to dispute several fraudulent transactions. They asked for details. I gave them everything, including screenshots of his texts where he admits what he did. The transactions were canceled. The card was blocked. The funds were returned. I watched the bookings get canceled one by one. They were in for a fun surprise the next morning. And then came this message. Don't worry about the house. You can stay there until you find something cheaper. I'm not a monster. I laughed. The house? Mine. Inherited. Never shared. Then came another. The boutique's nice and all, but let's be adults. Let's split everything 50-50. The boutique? My boutique? Built from scratch. Funded by me. While he sat on the couch whining about his boss and waiting for inspiration. He used to mock me. Call it a little shop. And now he wanted half? I opened that wine. 2 years aged for a moment like this. I whispered to myself, this isn't revenge. This is victory. The next morning, I woke to constant buzzing. Mark was panicking. What did you do? The airline canceled. The hotel too. Answer me. I put my phone on silent. It was Friday, the busiest day at the boutique. A new collection of designer bags had arrived. Appointments were fully booked. As I arranged stock, the phone rang. It was his mother, Lyudmila Ivanovna. Anna, I'm shocked. Mark told me everything. Says you're sabotaging him. This is unfair. I asked, did he tell you he emptied our account and planned to leave me for a girl while I was working? Silence. Well, he said you became cold. That you didn't support him. I offered to read his messages aloud, the ones where he called me old, bragged about taking everything, mocked my store. Again, silence. Eventually, she whispered, well, yes. That was too much. I told him that was wrong. I replied, I respect you, Lyudmila Ivanovna. But from now on, please go through my lawyer. And I hung up. By evening, word spread like wildfire. Mark and Sonia were stranded in a budget hotel near the airport. Cards blocked. No cash. His credit cards? Maxed out? I knew that months ago. My lawyer called. Urgent. Hearing on Monday. His texts are solid evidence. We're filing for asset freeze, including personal ones. The subpoena? Almost delivered. We're sending it to the hotel. Also, Sonia's been posting all day. Her stories will help. Especially the one that says, he left the old witch, and we're finally free. I smiled. Every move they made? No longer emotional. Now, evidence. Then another message from Mark. You think you're smart? I kept all the boutique's paperwork. Half is mine. I sent it to my lawyer. Let him dig his own grave. I closed my laptop and whispered, let Monday come. Monday. I entered the courtroom in a tailored suit. Poised. Calm. Ready. Mark looked ridiculous, jeans too tight, shiny blazer, midlife crisis in full bloom. Sonia waited in the hallway, makeup smudged, cheap purse, nervous eyes. My lawyer presented everything, the texts, receipts, threats. The judge asked, Mr. Karatanov, did you use joint funds to finance your trip? Well, I wanted a new life. It was impulsive. Impulsive? With someone else's money? Then he claimed half the boutique. My lawyer countered, it was founded before the marriage. All documents clean. Finances separate. Even screenshots of him mocking the boutique helped. Mr. Karatanov, the judge said, isn't it odd to demand a share of something you've ridiculed for years? Mark stared at the floor. I just thought, you destroyed everything yourself. I simply didn't stop you. The verdict was swift. All joint assets frozen. He must repay the drained funds within 24 hours. Property owned before marriage remains mine. The boutique solely mine. Mark's face went pale. The money was gone. Figure it out, said the judge. As I walked out, Sonia whispered, what about Sochi? You promised a new start. He said nothing. My heels echoed loudly on the marble floor. Each step, the sound of his downfall. The start of my new life. Within a week, Mark flooded the court with petitions. Suddenly, he helped build the boutique, gave advice, offered moral support. My lawyer wasn't surprised. Classic desperation. But we had everything, receipts, supplier chats, even his insults. Reality hit him fast. His appeal? Denied. He cried on social media. The internet laughed. Even his sister, Natasha, came to the boutique. We believed him at first, but after seeing the messages, we were embarrassed. I handed her tea, silently. She understood. A few days later, his mother called again. He's into a pyramid scheme now. Wants us to sell the summer house. I don't know what to do. That's no longer my concern. I had my staff, clients, business. He could keep chasing his reset button. Meanwhile, the boutique flourished. Media coverage. Forums. Speaking invites. Girls sought my advice. A third location opened. And then, one more message from Mark. You ruined my life. I'm nothing now. I didn't even finish reading it. Just screenshot, sent to the lawyer. Let it all be documented. He destroyed himself. I simply didn't stop him. A year passed. The boutique wasn't just a business, it was a brand. 3 locations. National shipping. Magazine features. Awards. And Mark? I heard he was seen at a bus stop, hoodie, plastic bags, lifeless eyes. Living with his parents. Sonia left him months ago. He filed another suit. The court threw it out. He paid all legal fees. I smiled. It all started with one text. And it ended in total failure for him. On my boutique's 2nd anniversary, I threw a party. Guests, music, press, women thanking me for being an example. And then I saw her, Sonia. Thinner, no makeup, standing at the edge of the crowd. I need to say this, she whispered. I'm sorry. I believed him. He was so convincing. Then he tried to make me take out a loan. Said a wife should support her man. Then I realized I wasn't a wife. Just a pit stop. I nodded. He always said you'd be nothing without him, she added. But now, you're an inspiration. I looked at her calmly. I didn't grow, I said. He just ran away from the strength he couldn't handle. Sonia walked away. I returned to the party. In my office, framed on the wall. I'm leaving you for a 20-year-old. That boutique of yours? A toy. Hope it feeds you in old age. Below it, Entrepreneur of the Year certificate. A plaque. The best revenge is success everyone sees.